When you were 14, what power do you think you would have wanted?
Well, I mean, even at 14, I was a deep thinker. And I thought a lot about all of these things. And I think even then, I would have held the opinion that...
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
First things first. So obviously you play DC's latest superhero. Were you a fan of comic books and Shazam before you were involved with it?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I read a lot of comic books when I was a kid. I was primarily in the kind of Marvel X-Men mutant world. That's what I had a big focus in that. I think probably because I thought that was the most potential that any of us actually had to becoming a superhero, because if we could all actually have our genes mutate, that was a real possibility. I knew I wasn't born on Krypton, so that wasn't gonna happen. So I really loved all that stuff, and also, you know, kind of tracked various other comics and stuff too. I was always aware of the archetype of Shazam, the boy with the magic word that becomes an adult, but I really dug into that when I was auditioning for the role, and the deeper I dug, the more in love with the character and the franchise I fell, so it all worked out pretty well.
Say my name so my powers may flow through you.
But I don't know your name, sir.
Shazam.
Are you for real? Say, okay! Shazam?
How did you prepare for getting yourself back into the teenage mindset? Because obviously you play a 14-year-old in this film.
Yeah, well, I have resisted growing up for a long time in my life, so that's helped. And then also hanging out with my young co-stars on set. They reminded me constantly of the lack of responsibility that kids have, and therefore, in a beautiful way, and then therefore the kind of silliness that they still hold on to in their imagination, and I don't know, the roughhousing, and all those things that, you know, as adults, we responsibility comes, and also, you know, we think, oh, we have to be mature, we can't do these things, that's ridiculous. We should all be playing tag all the time. We should just be running up to strangers and tagging them and running.
If you could have one superpower, what would you pick? Everybody chooses flight. You know why?
So they can fly away from this conversation?
No, because heroes fly.
You might have already thought about what superpower you would want to have right now, but when you were 14, what power do you think you would have wanted?
Well, I mean, even at 14, I was a deep thinker. And I thought a lot about all of these things. And I think even then, I would have held the opinion that teleportation is the coolest and most, I don't know, broadly applicable type of a thing that would help me in my day-to-day life.
That's crazy, right?
What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
AM to the PM, PM to the AM.
You have super strength. Can you fly?
If I quit your realm, I still rock Mercedes. If I quit this season, I still beat the greatest.
You okay? Why are you talking?
And then final question, so obviously we're a cinema chain, so to you personally, what's your favorite part about going to a cinema and experiencing that?
Oh, I mean, it's the energy of, you know, a crowd full of a bunch of strangers that we're all there for a common goal and a common purpose, which is seeing that specific film and hopefully loving that specific film. All of us walking out of there feeling like we experienced something special together. That you can't duplicate at home. I mean, home entertainment systems are obviously getting better and better, and that's great. But to a movie like ours is a perfect example, I think, of why going to the theater is still an experience you want to do. Because when you can go laugh with a crowd, that laughter and that energy just kind of starts becoming exponential. It builds on itself, and that becomes much more euphoric and joy-filled, I think.
Your phone's charged. Your phone's charged.
The hell?
You're like a bad guy, right?
Shazam!
Gentlemen!
You have bullet immunity!
I'm bulletproof. You're dead. Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.